welcome to the second Deep Stream. I'm Dennis, and today we're gonna look at some things I wanted to add to my animation workflow that I presented to you last week. And the second thing I wanted to do is do something for Safe House, and especially the first scene, the first cut scene. So we're gonna see a bit about Scoria and Godot development. Yeah, so hi to the chat. Um, yeah, hi to the people. I see Duvix, I see Freaky YOLO #1, and I see Mekondiquist. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. First thing I wanted to show you is how I changed my animation workflow. You might remember that I have an animation workflow based on 3D characters, which I create in MacHuman, and then import them into Blender and use Blender to animate them using motion capture data in BVH files. And then I export them and use them in sprite sheets in Godot. Something I changed was that Resulka reminded me of something I have tried before but wasn't happy about it, but I looked for the different things in it, and that's Mixamo. I originally looked at Mixamo to find another 3D character creator like MacHuman because I wanted to see the alternatives. But Mixamo isn't that. Mixamo instead helps you to rig and animate your characters or your already existing characters. So that's what Mixamo is for, and that's where it excels at. So let's see how that works. Let's go into Blender and just look at our Marjorie character again. Well, where is she? There is she. Let's turn off the stereoscopy. That's Marjorie. There she is in 3D. And the basic thing is just to export the mesh you already have. So let's check this out. This is the original model. I selected all the Marjorie things belonging to Marjorie here, and then I export that as an OBJ file or an FBX file. So let's select an FBX file, and I just export it here. And then I'm waiting. And then I'm heading over to Mixamo, mixamo.com, which was bought by Adobe some time ago. So if that isn't something that you like, I can relate to that. But anyway, it's just Mixamo, and the content is free, and especially it's license free. So everything you see then you can use for free. So that's okay. I don't know how Adobe might change that in the future, knowing Adobe, but anyway, it works quite well. Hi, Summer. Yeah. No, I just posted that on Twitter, actually. Okay, so this is Mixamo, and I've opened a 3D character here from the list of characters Mixamo. No, this one's the list from the list of characters Mixamo has to offer as a starting point. But actually, I want to animate Marjorie, so let's upload her. Upload character, and then you just select the FBX file. Oh, that's the wrong directory. This one's the right one. It uploads that and processes that, which just takes a moment. Characters that you upload into Mexamo are only visible to you, and if you upload another character or select another character, the character is deleted from Mexamo, so it's not you can't share that character, which is good in terms of not having other people using your characters if you want to have them yourself. But for someone like me who wants to share who's releasing the game as an open source on an open source license or under open licenses to say, it would be quite nice to have it shared. But anyway, your data is safe in a way. So additionally, Adobe doesn't use your character in any context, which might be a nice thing. Okay, there she is. And there she's already animating. What didn't work is that the textures are supported, which might be because I'm using actually just shadeless colors for the skin and for all the textures. I'm not using real materials. If I might be doing UV texturing for the model, I think the textures might be imported as well. Okay, let's go to the next thing, and here she is in the T-pose, and now I can select any of these animations to apply to Marjorie. So let's use something like let's let her dance a bit. You can see that some parts not very good, not line up very well, but you can change that. For example, you can change the character arm space. It's especially a bit hard for this specific motion. There she goes, not touching the body anymore. And then she can dance, and I think that's pretty nifty. And especially I just search for walk, for example, and then I can just select a walk cycle, and I have the walk cycle. I can put her in place here, and there I have the walk cycle. I can just download that again, import it into Blender, and I have my complete animation. And the special thing about this was that there's also an animation walking with shopping bag with this, which exactly is the thing I was trying to, let's put it in place here, which I was trying to achieve last week. So this could have been way more easier. I didn't rig the character here quite well. It did that better the last time I tried that. So yeah, this is Mixamo, something I've included into the into my character animation workflow, and which is pretty nice. Next steps would be downloading this character, and it supports you with different file formats. I've just used the FBX binary file format, and then you can import the character again into Blender, and it will look like, let's show you this one, and it will look like this. So everything fine. Okay, that's something I wanted to show you, but right now let's see about Godot. I am using a framework called Escoria on Godot. We're reaching another goal with Escoria by releasing the 4.0.0 version, which is on the horizon. We just have to squash some bugs, and then we will release better versions. And so the current version is based on the current development version of Escoria. And let's see. There you go. Just waiting for the loading to finish. Come on. My computer's a bit slow right now. Okay, here we go. Escoria relies on the same principles as any Godot game has. It relies on special scenes for the different parts of the game. For example, the characters. I can show you this character Marjorie as a Godot scene. There she is. This is a special node type called ESC Player. We've created several node types for Escoria, depicting several types of objects of the game, namely ESC Player, which is a playable character. Then we'll see ESC Room, which is a room scene in Escoria, and different things like ESC items, and we will cover that later, I guess. So this is the ESC player, and there are several things to set up here. A special thing to note is the ESC script, because Escoria is using a domain-specific language called ESC, which somehow abstracts usual game commands like changing a scene, or dialogues are made in ESC, or putting out saying things for the player, or adding things to the inventory, stuff like that, is abstracted in this ESC language, which can be attached to items, or to this player, or to the room, and handles specific stuff. We will see more about this later. So basically, this is just the player node. There's not much to see here, except there's animations. Where is it? Here. These are the animations. This is a Godot resource that stores the different animations the character, the sprite can play. For example, for moving into a specific position, or idling, or speaking. So for this example here, let's see. These are the directions, and let's see here. This is, for example, the backward animation. This is the backward right animation, and right animation walking, and in this part you can say which angle does an animation show. For example, this animation is from the angle 340 degrees to 40 degrees of the upper left, which will play the backward animation. So if the character is pointing into that direction, it should play the backward animation. So this is the basic information for all other animations, and these are the animations that should be played if the character walks, and these animation should be played when the character idles, and the last one is the speaks, the animations that the character uses to speak. This is something that we will be changing later by some magic, but let's continue to see what else is here in store. So this is the sprite. It's just the graphical representation of the character. You can see the different sprite animations here. It's an animated sprite node from Godot, which is just a sprite handling multiple frames that can be animated. For example, let's look at the walk front animation. Let's play that. And this is the animation that is used when Marjorie is walking towards the bottom of the screen. And these are the animation frames that exist on the animated sprite. And these frames are created through a little plugin I wrote, which can convert sprite sheets into these sprite frames. So if we check out the game folder, well, let's just see this here. Here are the different sprite sheets that were created by Blender and especially the Spritify Blender extension. They're a bit small. Let me show you this a bit bigger. This, for example, is the back animation, or it's the idle animation for the back view. Let's see something else. Let's see the walk animation, for example, to the front. This is this one. This is rendered based on an animation in Blender, like the one you saw earlier. I can show you that exact one here. This is the suitcase animation, and so this is that's directly coming out of Blender, and with the plugin I can convert these files into sprite frames and make my life a bit easier. I wanted to have a bit of a bit more control about the over the animations, especially for the idle animations. So I didn't directly use the animation frames of the animated sprite node, but instead you added an animation player, which is really a mighty thing in Godot. Let's look at the basic animations are just the sprite and the animated sprite, and these two keyframes change the frame number, going from 0 to, which is 28 in a linear fashion. So if I play this, you can see that the character is moving just by changing the value between these two keyframes. But this could be achieved using the animated sprite node itself. There's nothing really interesting. This is more interesting. This is the idle write animation, and you can see that I have been changing frames, staying at a frame, then changing it to another frame, again staying at a frame, to have these pauses in the animation. The other idea would be to use animated sprite frames and have the same image over and over again in the sprite frame, which would be really hard to manage. So this is way easier. Let's show you. Changes the back, goes back. This is the whole idle animation. So this is the animation player in Godot. It's the same one for animation, for 2D animations and 3D animation. It's really powerful and cool thing. You have to get used to it, but it's really cool thing. So this is Marjorie. Marjorie also has this collision shape around her, this thing here. This is obviously not visible in the game itself, but it's just there to see where the sprite is in its completely, so that other things can interact with it. For example, doors, so that she walks into a door and the game detects that the character has reached. So this is a character in Escoria. Pretty simple actually. You just have this ESC player and select a few things here. We will write quick start guides for that when we release Escoria 4.00, so that you know the basics and then can dive deeper using the further documentation that we will be providing. And you have a sprite, and if you're so inclined, use an animation player. But that's about the character, so let's check out a room. This is the bedroom. This is the main first scene. Let's load that up. And the rooms are basically the same as the character. There's a top level node, a special top level node called ESC Room, which again holds basic information about an ESC script for the bedroom. It shows which player is used in this room. It's the Marjorie player. It's the Marjorie character here, and I don't want to talk about the other stuff. And then there's an ESC background which is basically just a texture with internal features. Then there's the ESC terrain, which is used to do walkable areas like the green one shown here, and it's used to have this to have a light map and a scale map, so the character is bigger when it's in the front and smaller if it's in the left, in the back. And the light map that, for example, here you have a darker area in the front and the character is shown darker there, like when she's in the light here. Something I have to implement for Safor, which is not yet in Escoria. I don't know if it will be there in 4.00, but I need it for Safor anyway, is support animated textures. For example, this here, there's a tree shaking in the front of the window. The light map should support that. So when she's standing here, this tree should be shown. She would be should be shown darker when the tree shadow is above her, and lighter if it's not. That's not currently in there, but I have already implemented this. Actually, pretty easy, but we have to check other more important issues currently. So this is the ESC terrain. Then there is a start. This is just a location marker which I can use in the ESC script, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds. And so Marjorie will stand there when the scene begins. Then I have a foreground picture here, which is these things here. So Marjorie will walk behind these this foreground images that only gave some sense of depth into the scene. And then we have a door open here, which is this is an exit here. This is something called an ESC item, which is basically just any item, any interactive item in the scene, which can be an exit like this one, and it has to have this thing checked, and it can be something that can be picked up, it can be something that can be used with, all these things, and these are the basic elements of any Escoria game. Every Escoria item has this global ID, which is basically used for the ESC scripts, and you'll see how that works. So before I show you anything else, let's see how it looks right now. Whoops. Okay. I think I've changed something. Let's see. Yes, this one. It's not Simple Mouse, it is Simple Mouse Deep. Something that wouldn't happen if we had already modularized Escoria, which we'll do before releasing 4.00. Let's see if it works now. It takes some time to load because I have created very big images. There she goes. And that's how it looks. Pretty happy with the animation now because it's very fluent and it looks really, really good, really realistic. And I don't say that lightly. I'm usually mostly not very happy with my art, so this is okay. So the thing I wanted to do now, the cutscene, is that she will start from behind the door walk into the room, maybe open the door actually, walk into the room with the suitcase in her hand, go to the bed, and then there will be an animation shown where we see from behind her back onto the bed, and the suitcase will be pushed onto the bed. This is the thing that will happen, and then it goes back to the scene, and then the game itself starts. So this is the cutscene I wanted to realize today. I don't know how far I will come, so let's see. And the first thing to do is well, the first thing to do is to make it happen that she can actually walk into the scene, open the door. Why is the door open? Actually, I think the door should be open. Door's open, and she just comes from behind the door and goes into the scene. So this is something that I want to do right now. Let's think about how to do that. There has to be this image here with the cupboard and the part of the door has to be in front of her if she's walking on that light. And Straton from the Escoria project said that would actually be quite easy because Godot can use a Z value so that objects of a certain Z value are shown in front of the character if the character is on a specific height. So let's check that out. So the first thing to do is cut this image here from the background and put it on an ESC item. So let's see how that works. Okay, cutting the image is pretty easy. Let's go here. So we already have the background itself. I hope it isn't changing its colors because of the shadow. I don't think it is. Thank God. Okay, so this is the image that we want to have, and we want specifically this rectangle here to cut out. So let's see. Can I just make that here? Let's see. Let's make it easy and just use this one, and characters will just in reality just stand behind this rectangle here. Don't need to use the complete area here, just need a small area here which they can stand behind and then walk into the room. So I think this is okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's try that. So copy that, and we have a new image. So this is the image of private games, sales game rooms, bedroom, and this is the let's call it door area. Where is it? PNG, yes. The nice thing about Godot is that it doesn't use a specific binary format or database for its assets. It's just plain files in your file system, so you can actually just modify the files in the file system, and Godot will catch up, usually. was too fast, was too small. So here's the image of the door area. It also automatically imports the files. It has to import these files. You can check out what it is importing in this import tab here. It normalizes all resources in the game and writes them into an import folder, which you can see here. Where is it? There. It's hidden. And there are all the files in a specific format, normalized format for Godot. So it can support all platforms with one click. So it doesn't have to. You don't have to provide specific files for specific platforms. It works just like that. Okay, so we have the door area. Let's go back into the bedroom scene. Oh, the game is still running. Somehow crashed. I think this is because of my machine. I've had that with another thing. Okay, so let's add an ESC item, which is just the thing we need for that. ESC item. Oh, come on. There you go. What's happening here? OBS is taking all my CPU. Okay, ESC item, and this is the door area. It should have. It should just have a sprite. Yes. Simple sprite. Create. Let's call it door area as well. And we load the texture. We can just drag and drop this onto this thing, and we have it here. Let's not use the centered offset here, but let's use the left top area, and then we just move it to the right position, which is about here. Yes. Yes, that was good. Invisible. Can I? No. Then I have this Z index here. So let's just play with that, really. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Does Marjorie have any Z index set here? ESC player has a Z index of 0, so let's just put that, set that to 1. Let's try that. Okay. So actually, I think that should work. That should be all that works. So okay. Now we need Marjorie to start from behind that door. So we are gonna add an ESC location so we can reference that later in the ESC file. ESC location is just a simple point on the screen with a global ID, which we need for the ESC script. And I can just move this about there. Where's the... Yeah, maybe a bit down. There. Okay, so this ESC location is called Start Behind Door. It's a common thing to use underscores in Godot and especially GDScript. to reference things or name things. Okay, so this is the location, and she wants you can use another location. Let's look and use this as start behind door. And notes are written in camel case. This is the common location is already located. Great. And this would be the stand before bed location. Stand before bed. Okay, so the player starts in on this location and goes to, oh, I have to move it around. Stand before bed, exactly moving this to somewhere here. Yes, somewhere there. This dot here will connect to the lowest part of the Marjorie, this one, the Marjorie node, which is 0. This is the red cross of this specific node. So this is the lowest point of the character, and it corresponds to this exact point. Okay, so that should be it. She should start there and just walk right there. I think we need to change the polygon, the walkable area polygons here, so that she can actually walk there. Let's just change. Oops. Let's just. I need to use this one. Let's just change it and add the additional. Add the additional points in the back. Let's see how that works. So let's go right here and here, and then we add a new point here. Move it. Whoops. No. This one. Move it there. Ah, then move it there. Move this one up there. Then let's bring this a bit down. Actually, just like this. And then we're moving to here and to here. So this path might work, and this is a walkable path. I think we can do this way, because if the player tries to walk out, it will hit the door item here first, and this will change the scene. I'm curious if our animation in the cutscene triggers this change scene as well, but we'll see. So this would be all for the scene, I think. So let's see if it works. The next thing we have to do is actually write the cutscene, which is done in this ESC language. Let's see. We can open ESC files directly in the editor. No, not characters. Rooms, bedroom. It's not visible here, but we can open it regardless. Bedroom ESC, there it is. So this is how ESC looks. ESC is organized in events. There are some standardized event names like setup, for example, which is used to set up a scene. Yes. And is played before the scene is actually shown. Which I think, because there's a second event called Ready, but I think in my version of Scoria I don't have that. Let me just do a quick check. Escoria will be just another add-on for Godot, and Godot defaults in that all add-ons really rely on this folder structure add-ons and then the name of the add-on, and then usually there's a plugin CFG file which you don't see here, but it's responsible for loading the add-on. Yeah, this is the Escoria core add-on with all the stuff needed to run Escoria, and there's something called where is it? Did we just move that? No, there. In the change scene command. Let's see. Oh, it's also already fixed there. Okay, I did pull early enough. So yeah. Like I was saying, setup is an event called before the transition, before the actual scene is shown, so before the transition. And ready is the event that is shown after the transition, so visible to the player. So the first thing we need to do is teleport the player, which is the global ID of Marjorie here. I think we should change that. Let's change it to Marjorie. In earlier versions, Escoria needed to have this specific to set player, but we changed that already. So we don't want to teleport the player, we want to teleport Marjorie. And we don't want to... we don't want this. We don't want to teleport it to the start location, but we want to teleport it to the start behind door location. Where is it? There. This. Okay, so she should be behind the door, and afterwards we use the command walk, I think it was. Let's see. We already have a reference for ASC commands, and there is a walk. I think it's walk. Walk block, right? Because we want to block the. We want Escoria to wait until Marjorie has reached the destination. So the command is walk block, and there are two objects, the one that is walking and the other one that is where the object is walking to. So this is the player character and this is the target location. So we just write walk Marjorie to stand before bed, which is this one. And actually that should be it. Let's see what happens. It did work, but she was shown. Okay, fair enough. So that basically worked. But she was shown. I would see that here. Yeah, she's shown. Okay. A good thing, a really good thing about Godot is that you can debug your game right while it is running. So let's check out this remote scene tree here. This is the complete scene tree that Godot is currently running. And under the Escoria node, there's the main node, and under this the ESC room, which is just the bedroom that we have seen here. And we have the ESC player already here. So this is Marjorie, and the door area has this Z. Where is it? Z index. Z index 759. Why? Oh, because this is the actually door. No, it's also 759. Aha. And what does the AC player has? 759. That's strange. Okay, let's just put this to 760. See what happens. And it works. But something is changing this. So, okay. Let's go. This is how it should be, but when she's walking, it's changing. Okay, let's see. Just changing something up. No, still. Okay. So this should actually work. Okay, so there's some bug, I think. Because it works if she's standing there, and doesn't if she's walking. So maybe it originally worked, but we didn't see that because she was walking. So let's see. Let's check out what it is while we're at it. So this is really plumbing, and you don't really need to do this as a game developer working with Escoria, but something that we Escoria developers do from day to day. So let's see. There's this ESC movable class which handles movable objects, as the name suggests. And maybe here the Z index is changed. Let's see, yeah, this one. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Past parent position. Oh, it is changing the Z index based on the position. Oh, now I know what Straton meant. Okay. What is canvas item Z? Okay. That's okay. So now I understand what he meant. Okay. So maybe this one. I changed that, didn't I? Oh, I changed it on the sprite. Maybe I need to change it on this one here. Let's put it to 1 for just one test. Let's see. Is anyone in the chat who participated in Terry Kavanagh's Stop Waiting for Godot jam? Just curious. I don't know. I didn't see it. Let's try again. I looked at the camera at the time. New game. No, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's set it to maybe it's on 363. Let's see again in live debug. This position, Marjorie has the Z index of 885. Let's walk her here, but that doesn't change. Or do I just have to? Doesn't change. Why does it change? Something strange happening because the inspector should actually just work, and it always did. That's strange. Why does it do that? Oh, this one. Let's try this again. Let's walk to here and check it again. There it goes. Z index is 1023. So, and the position is 1023. Okay. This is the... Okay, so the door area. Let's set this to... Let's set it to 1000 just for testing purposes. Okay. Okay. So it should be something... Come on. This would work. 759, so let's set it to, I don't know, 770. I think it was too. It has to be bigger. Let's set it to 800. Yep, that's okay. That's what we need. Yeah, that's good. One thing I notice is that she's doing some kind of weird scaling there. Okay, let's see how it works with the animation. So let's set this to 800. Still wondering how I could calculate that. The door area is 363, but I think, let's see, that's the top left. Yes, that's the top. You can see there's a little ruler here. So this is the 363 point there, and we add the size of the texture to it, which is 465. Let's just quickly calculate it. It's too late to do that by hand. It's 828, which would be the lowest point here. So let's just put it to 828. No, not on the sprite, but on the door. 828. Let's go with this. This should be something that would go into a FAQ for Scoria. Struton is not available. Ah, why do I look on the chat when the game starts? Let's try this again. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. That's good. That's good. So, yeah, this was the something I need to be done. So this is okay. Afterwards, she should look in the front direction. So let's add this to the ESC script. And there is a command called, I think it's turn to. Yes, turn to object degrees. Turn to the Marjorie, and she turns to 0, I think. 0 degrees is up, I assume. Let's see how that works. Did I put that in the right position? Yeah. No. I think it was not 0. Let's see. What is it then? Let's try something else. Something we need to implement is a loading screen there, because my images are pretty big and it takes some time to load. I haven't changed scenes right now, so I hope it's not doesn't take. No, she just doesn't turn. Okay. Oh, there's this change scene. There's a change scene event running here. You can see that this is the debug output from the ESC compiler, and you can see that she's been teleported to the start behind door. Let's start with this. The setup event starts, and Marjorie is teleported to the start behind door. Then the event setup ends, and event ready starts, and she's walking. She's turning to, and then change scene. Because yeah, okay, that's not related to this. Okay, so it actually does turn, but it doesn't turn. Marjorie 94. Oops. Let's this away. Which is turn to. This command is currently not fully implemented, which is wrong. It is implemented. It's just something missing there. Here. 0 sets object facing forward. So it has to be 180, but 90 sets degrees clockwise. So 0 is forward, 90 degrees is clockwise would be there, but isn't east, it's west. So maybe there's an error in the documentation, but it didn't change with 90. So let's try 180. but that's something that can be neglected for now. If it doesn't work, I have to talk to Straton about this. Maybe we still have an issue there. She walks, she walks, she walks, and she doesn't turn. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, doesn't work. Okay, anyway, it's not important. But it bothers me. Don't know. Anyway, I have to check up with Straton on this. The one thing I want to do is that Marjorie is not walking with her suitcase, which she should. So for this to work, we'd have to change this animations resource here, because we would need to change this directions array with the backward with suitcase animations all this way down here. The thing is, Escoria can't do that actually right now, so we have to implement that. And so now we really get into Escoria and Godot, but it actually should be pretty easy. So let's see. We have this resource, and the resource in Godot is basically just a dictionary, a hash, and something other languages know by that, and something to store values. So with this, we can just copy this resource, which should be somewhere here in this in the character directory. Let's see. Here, animations default. This is the resource. You can see it in it fully, and we just duplicate this and could copy it to animations with suitcase. Looks for any references then. Okay, there with suitcase, and in this we just change the animations, and I actually have to check which animations. I don't have the animations right now. Okay, let's see. But I have the sprite animations because it's walk suitcase. Okay, so let's create the animations, which is actually pretty easy because we just have to copy that and rename them. What do I call it? Underscore suitcase underscore. The animation is set in this framework. Okay, so let's call it backward underscore suitcase, and I will copy this. Okay, then we set this keyframe is used to set the specific animation for the sprite, and if you check it out here, you can just select the animation right here, and then it works. There she has her suitcase. So this is for backward suitcase, and then we have backward left, duplicate to backward left suitcase, setting the and the thing is that the two walk animations have the same number of frames. No, they don't. No, they don't. This one has 20. Okay, so let's backward left suitcase, and we don't use the number 20, not 28. So let's see. Yes, fair enough. I think that's the old animation and not the one from Examo. But anyway, let's use it for now. Let's see, backward suitcase. This one's the wrong, using the wrong one. That's 20 years. There. Backward suitcase. Then we have backward right. Duplicating, renaming, and change. Let's change this first. this to 20 and change the animation. Straton is there. Hi. Good that you that you joined. My chat, no, it's working. No, nobody's chatting, so evening Straton. I have something for you in just a second because I saw that somehow the turn command doesn't work. So where was I? Backward right suitcase. So work suitcase backward right. Then next one would be forward, duplicate, rename, forward. Suitcase. Yeah, the chat command. Yeah, the chat command. The chat is pretty slow. So the chat in the stream itself just updates pretty slow. Yeah, I don't know if it's broken or if I just misunderstood it, because actually a pretty simple command. Walk front suitcase. There we go. Then we have forward left. I will complete changing or creating the animations here still. Forward left suitcase, changing this to 20 and changing the name of the animation to front left. Then forward right, duplicate, rename suitcase. Changing this to 20 and changing this to front right suitcase. Backward, backward left, backward right, forward, forward left, forward right, and left. Suitcase. 20. Small suitcase left. There you go. So this is all the animations. Straton, I used this command because I wanted to have the player looking at the looking up. So she turns her back. She turns her back to us. And I tried turn to Marjorie 0, I tried turn to Marjorie 90, and I tried turn to Marjorie 180, but she isn't changing anything, so she doesn't turn. So maybe you can check that out. Okay, back to our animations with suitcase resource. We can just change the animations here. Backward suitcase, backward right suitcase, right suitcase, not mirrored, forward right suitcase, forward suitcase, forward left suitcase, left suitcase, and finally backward left suitcase. So there we go. These are the animations with the suitcase and opposed to the animations without it. So the thing is that this is set here. Oh, I think I... No, there could be something that we could do with Godot Core stuff by just using the animation player and changing this value, because using the animation player you can just do anything where you can see this key symbol here can be animated using the animation player, so that's pretty heavy. But I will follow on my original plan. Turn to is supposed to turn an item to face another. At least not in the. Oh, sorry, not at least not according to our documentation. At least turn to object degrees. Immediate. I don't want false. It should resort to false. It doesn't turn any. I can try that, obviously. False. Maybe. Turn to is supposed to turn an item to face another. So it need another item. Let's just see. We have the source code right here. Set angle. Angle. But then it's really wrong. Let's see. Yay to open source systems, because we have the command right here. This is the command. It's about turn 2. Let's see. This is the documentation. And let's see. It sets angle. No, it actually uses the degrees. Get object, set angle, and the angle is something with ask item, I think. Set angle, and let's see the set angle command. Set angle command is the exact same documentation as the other thing. We have some issue there. Yeah, let's try that. So set angle Marjorie, but we're not 180 set to 0 because we don't want to face have her face the camera, but instead turn her back to us. So let's try that. There's something fishy about the turn to command. Let's check that out later. There she comes. No, she doesn't turn. She doesn't turn. Let's use the... Oh, this is 0. No, 0 isn't left. Let's see, let's use 180, let's see. No, not turning at all. We have some issue there. Okay, what I actually wanted to show you is how to create your own ESC commands, because that is what we have to do to change the animations for Marjorie. So let's try to do it right on the stream. Yes, I can. Oh, you can. It should be online. Let's see. Why is my computer so slow today? Safe house game. What did I change? Yes, it's online, Strato. Just use the GitHub repository. this one. Game characters Marjorie. This one. That's the animation resource. Okay, so ESC commands can be created by the game developer themselves if they're not included into ES Korea Core. We highly invite you to share your commands so they can be included into ESC Core, but you can use the commands for your game if you want to. So the commands are just basically very easy GD script files which have certain special methods. So let's see. I'm going to do it like a developer should. We're creating our own folder here called ESC, and oh, come on, ESC, and then we're creating a new script, and we call the script set animations, which will be the name of the ESC command. And let's roll right in. ESC commands have to extend ESC base command and need a class name called set animations command. So let's see another. We already start with this documentation at the top. So we want a command called set animations for an object, a player actually, and then the resource, well, it's the animations. And the command should set the animation resource for the given object. Let's say as player. This should be the thing that this command does. Then we have to implement this configure method. Let's just copy that over. And we have to return a ESC command argument descriptor. That's a pretty long name for something very simple, but it just says how many arguments we expect, which would be 2, and what the type of these arguments is. So we need a string and a string. Type string. And the last parameter here would be the default values, but these two are not optional, so we need to set them to 0. The next thing we want to do is validate the parameters that we were given, and we want to check if the object is actually registered with Escoria. And Escoria has a so-called object manager that holds key about all the ESC objects that were registered. So let's see if the first argument, which be the object, if it's actually there, and let's use set animations, invalid object with global ID not found. It's fine just the way it is. The second one we want to validate is the animations, and we expect that to be a valid resource in our Godot game, so it should be loadable by Godot. And to check that, we can say if not, and then there's the resource loader. And the resource loader has a method called, I think it exists. Let's quickly check out the documentation. Exists and the path. So let's see, if not, resource loader exists, and the second argument, then we want to log an error, report errors, set animations, invalid animations, and the details of that is the animation was not animation resource was not found. Godot has this template strings like this, and you can add these tags here like %s to refer to a string that follows, which would be arguments 1. So instead of writing this %s, it will write the contents of this specific variable. I'm not going to do a full Godot tutorial now, so please bear with me. And we want to return false there. And we are calling the validate method of this ESC base command, which includes additional things that we don't care about, especially if the given things are really strings here, and it sets the default values if any, so just leave it at be. And then every command needs to be run. So this is the last thing we need here. This one. And let's remove this. And we have command params, and we basically just check out the object manager, get object command parents 0, which would be the player, and this would be have a node, and this node is an ESC player, should be at least, and this ESC player has an animations parameter, and we set this to load command params 1. This instructs Godot to load the file, the resource file that we specified with the parameter, and it would assign this to animations, and then it just returns OK, which means everything went fine. So okay, so about turn 2, I think it's an error, as I said, should be implemented so that the character faces another ESC item. Yes, okay, then it's completely implemented wrong. We need to fix this. And do you know why set angle didn't work? Maybe? Okay, this would be everything we need to change the animations. Presumably. So to have this directory scanned for valid ESC commands as well, we need to check it in the project settings, which is in the main, I think, command directories. Yes, and we need 2 directories, and this directory should be a string, and it should be let's see, copying this path here. There. Does it need a slash at the end? No. Willingness. Okay, so. And that should be it. Now we can use the new command. Let's see. We are setting animations of Marjorie to the suitcase animations. Path. And at the end of the animation, we will reset it to animations default. Okay. Let's see if that works. Our own ESC command. Easy as that. Again, this is something that we will be documenting, so you don't have to memorize this all. Just want to show you how easy it will be to create your own commands. It didn't work. Let's see. Running command, set animations with parameters, return code 0. Okay. Let's see, eventually. No. Okay, so I said angle is working in room 1, so I'm cloning your rule proof things. Okay, so this didn't work. So let's see why it didn't. let's set a breakpoint here. This is something else you can do in Godot, which you can't do in some engines. You can just place a little dot right here, and Godot will stop running at that specific point. Need to restart it first. New game. And there we are. So we have two command params, that's expected, just the ones we gave in. Let's step through this whole process, going into, and we create Okay, so it said that, so let's check out ESC Player, and it should have animations with suitcase, so it actually sets that. Okay. And it has the right animations here. So basically this works, but Scoria doesn't seem to pick it up. Let's see what needs to be done then. This is something about the ESC Player. Or is it? No, it's actually something about movable. Movable. When it starts to move, walk to, and uses process. Perform walk orientation, I think that's the thing. Let's put a debug here. Okay, so the ESC Player has the right animations, am I right? No, it hasn't. So it starts walking before it set the thing. Why? Okay. It ran the commands, but it's not set. see that it worked. Let's try and set the animations to the other resource from the start, just to see if it works then. This doesn't work because we're using a custom resources. Game characters, Marjorie. Okay, this is okay. And let's see. Some questions, yes, please. What's the global idea of Marjorie? I see this player in the scene. Yes, I've changed that. And didn't push it. I've changed it just at the beginning of the stream of the stream, and now it's called Marjorie. Let's see. Here she's called Marjorie now. Yet now I forget to check again. Let's just set this to a comment for the time being. Marjorie is both as to be used. Animation player should be used. Where is it? Animation player node. Why is there nothing assigned? It's not assigned. Good question. Does it use the animation player as a default? I implemented that, but I forgot. Let's see. It's something of SEC item, get animation player. It uses the first one it comes across. No, it doesn't. Animation player node. Use the last one, so it accidentally uses the animation player, so that's okay. But I can set it. There we go. But I was wondering about the other animation resource now. Ah, there you go. And then she loses it again. What the? Oh, because of idle. Yeah, okay, that's okay. So basically the animation resource works. But it doesn't work from our custom command. Default, yes, I know. Let's go back. ESC commands, by the way, you can have comments introduced by the hash symbol. Let's see. We had this breakpoint. Let's put another one on this set animations breakpoint, animations command right here. First the command, okay, and then the command again. Walk. Oh, there you go. I've used walk instead of using walk block, which I originally talked about. Walk runs the walk animation and then just continues with the other commands. This was my mistake. So walk block is the command you want to use in this case. This may be because that set handle doesn't work. This might be just a thing. Still, look at would be wrong then. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, we don't need the backgrounds now anymore. And this one as well. Still, she doesn't turn. Why doesn't she turn? Let's remove this one. Maybe it interferes with set angle. No. Set angle somehow doesn't work. But now walk block doesn't return actually. Maybe the location isn't quite reachable. Let's check that out by moving the location a bit more down. This would be this one. Let's go, well, there. And try again. So people, this is actually just basic game development. Just trying things again and again and again. At least for me. No, it doesn't work. But it actually really doesn't come back here. Running command walk block. But it doesn't return. I expected a return value here. Why? Okay. Anyway, so the thing to wrap that up, the thing with our own command set animations actually did work. I was just a dumb to use the correct ESC command before. So yeah, this is the custom ESC command we implemented just right there, and this command will be moved into core. I will send you a PR at some point. But I think it's pretty easy to implement your own commands. You need to have some understanding about the structure of Godot, obviously, to implement your own commands. and specific objects like the object manager, or there's also an inputs manager and an ESC controller and all this stuff, and you need to know that these are there so that you can control them. But basically you can extend the engine or the framework actually to your liking, and this is something that is pretty cool, I think. Okay, so for the remaining 20 minutes, let's see if we can wrap up this this animation that goes overhead, over her back. At least have the basic setting. Um, it looks blurry. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, maybe I can make it bigger. Ah, there you go. This is the main font size that we didn't want to change. We wanted to change the code font size. No. Oops. There you go. Is it better to read like this, Summer? I didn't see that. Maybe it's also in the stream. But yeah, I can see that. Let's see if OBS can show me. Um, yeah, okay. Should be better now, but I can see what you mean. I'm sorry. I have to remember this for the for the streams to come, that I should make a bigger text size here. So this is the code, the wonderful code. It's not much. Okay, so the animation. Let's go back to this. We can actually go down now. And see. So let's open our bedroom scene. We didn't change anything with Marjorie. So this is the bedroom scene. Let's switch to rendered. Come on. Compiling shaders. Done? Done. Okay. So this is the bedroom scene. Let's see. We want. Let's add a new camera. Camera, and call it camera bed. And we want it to be somewhere like, whoops, through the roof. Somewhere like this. I know I can set the camera to connect active camera to view. Yes. This is the camera. Yes. Let's zoom out a bit. Yes, perfect. Well, actually not quite perfect, but this is based on the size, I think. Huh? Doesn't change. Although it should. Camera. Okay. So let's just move it back then. Well, it doesn't. Oh! I've changed the wrong camera. There you go. Okay, starting over. Adding a new camera. Adding a new camera. Camera. That. Then using walk navigation to walk. Not with the current camera. This one. Oh, it's okay. Walk navigation. I think we can directly control the camera like this. Oh, alright. So something like this. The roof of the floor of the room is in the way. So something like this, yes, that's okay. It's the usual camera, and this is the front camera. Okay. So additionally, actually, just let's make a new scene for this. Yes. Make a new scene. Let's make a new scene. And let's link this one. Oh, this is the collections, these are the objects. Link them there. Don't do this. At least not right now. So, okay. Oh, very well broken on my computer. Yeah, that might be because I'm using Git LFS. Maybe you need to initialize that. and pull it. I don't know if you've installed that, because the PNGs are too big for Git itself, and GitHub offers LFS, which is basically a file server for binary files that don't actually change. But that's okay. Let's see. We have the bed. We need Marjorie. Let's not go there, but instead let's look at the bed. Damn roof. And we want Marjorie around there. And we're just gonna link Marjorie from the other file, and let's see, we have a collection here, Marjorie original. Whoa, she's big. Oh, let's scale her down. Okay, like this, and then rotate her, but not like this, but like this, 180 degrees. Let's look in the camera. Let's see. Maybe just like this. Basically to don't see her arms in the camera as she pushes the suitcase on the bed. Just do not show it. Do not have to animate it. So the other thing we need to link is the suitcase. This is something cool about Blender, that you can just link other files in here. Collection suitcase, and then we have a suitcase. Also pretty big. There it is. That's right. Okay. Let's see if it. Oh, I think. Oh no, it's levitating. Like this. Back to the camera. And we basically just want to do this. And then that's the animation. That's it. So this is something that should be pretty easy with Blender. So let's put it there. And then let's it's also already selected. Let's get into the Adobe Sheet Action Editor and create a new action called Suitcase Move. And let's see, we need to save only the location, and on frame, I don't know, 10, we're gonna move it there and save location again. And let's see. Whoops, that's interesting enough. Marjorie is actually animating by putting her hands down, and that actually works. Nice. But it's too fast. Let's see, we need more frames. Oh, where's the... Why did I remove this? Vertical split? No. Horizontal split. And then go to the animation controls. Timeline. Let's take 13 and then just move this second frame up there. Here we go. Oh, she's walking. Okay, so actually, this is it. So let's go to the animations and open the. Use this to see the dope sheet. Not the dope sheet. The nonlinear animation editor. Okay, we have the ahorn and the suitcase. Let's move the suitcase here. And then we have Marjorie. Ceiling lamp. Okay. Marjorie, we need to select this. And we have this walk. Let's just select the idle. Oops, only this animation. And yes, we need to make it 40. Right, and from 0 to 10, let's check out the dope sheet. 0 to 10, we want to make a marker, M is it, which is called default, and we add another marker at frame 10, which is called suitcase. And for this marker, we're binding the bed camera. Bind camera to markers, and for the default marker, we bind the other camera. This is all stuff that I've learned during making Safe House in the last few months. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so let's see. Let's check out the layout. Camera is there. Hello, Blender, don't. Thank you. Don't crash. I didn't save. Saved. Good. Why is she still She's still walking. She has not action. That's strange. Maybe I should assign. I think that's I think that has something to do with linking it. I think he just placed the animation like it would be in the linked scene. So, but anyway, I think it's okay. Let's see. Yes, it has to compile the shades again. Always is really taking. It's okay. Let's see how that looks. But actually, we're going to do this next time. But this is okay. All right. So thanks a lot. I think it's late enough now. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting. Taking a look into Godot and Escorial and the Escorial development and some parts of Blender. So yeah, that's it for this stream. I hope you're well. Thanks, and see you next time. Goodbye.